I can't pour a drink. I can't cook a meal. I can't feed myself all the time. I can't tie my shoelaces or my buttons. I need help putting makeup on. I can't wash my hair. Yeah, a lot of day-to-day things that I need help with all the time.
After being diagnosed with cerebral palsy as a baby,
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Martha Seed struggled being trapped in a body that wasn't her own. She's now 36 years old. What's life like in a wheelchair?
Hard.
I'm waiting for you to come and give me a shower.
I always need someone with me. I need help all the time. I can never go, say, for a day away or something on my own. I think that for me, I'd like to be able to do that.
Can you stand on your own?
No, I can't.
You can't.
This is why Martha feels so trapped. She has no control over her body.
Okay, we'll go back, yeah?
There's no cure for cerebral palsy sufferers like Martha, but at last there's hope. It's a radical treatment called deep brain stimulation. Tonight, we follow Martha's progress. With the deep brain stimulation, what do you hope for?
I hope that my twitches all subside. And I can see that my world would totally open up.
When did you first become aware that you were different?
I started special school in 5th grade, and I just had friends that would dance around and I'd try and keep up with them, just pushing myself flat out to just be next to them at the time. And that really hurt my feelings. Mentally, I could keep up with everyone, but physically I knew I was very different.
When you sit in your wheelchair, you sit on your limbs.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Because if they're down normally, they'll just twitch, swing out, and I can't stop them. There are times when I'll just, choose to stay home because it's a comfortable environment and I don't have to face anyone and I can just let my body do what it wants.
Martha is a very bright young woman. She's smarter than 80% of the population. She's smarter than me probably. And that makes it a very sad condition because she realizes she has so many mental powers which she could use, but her body, locks her in. And it's a lot of suffering because, it starts in childhood. They have to live all their life with this condition.
Professor Martin Krauss is directing a world-first clinical trial on cerebral palsy sufferers here at Sydney's Westmead Hospital.
You try not to resist any of your involuntary movements. Let them do what they want to do.
But first, they need to measure the severity of Martha's cerebral palsy.
Bring your hands up like that from the side and keep it there like that.
The simplest things are incredibly hard.
Pour that cup of water into the other cup, the empty cup.
Like picking up a cup.
It's frustrating. It's like you can be really smart but dumb physically.
Now this time, touch your nose and touch my finger here.
This is my favourite one.
But what may help improve Martha's motor skills is deep brain stimulation. In the operation, a pacemaker will be inserted into her chest. Attached are 2 wires which distribute electrical charges to a highly defined place in her brain. The theory is those charges will short-circuit the abnormal impulses which cause her spasms.
We hope if we can block this overactivity, this wrong signaling in the brain by deep brain stimulation, we hope that we can, suppress these involuntary movements and improve, therefore, voluntary movements.
They're simple things and I can't do them. But that's why I'm doing this operation.
Martha will be one of the first people with cerebral palsy to trial deep brain stimulation. But it's already been proven to work on people with other severe movement disorders.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Luke Wilmot was 5 years old when he was diagnosed with dystonia, a rare muscle disorder.
When I went to get my first wheelchair, I threw the biggest tantrum. I had seen other people in wheelchairs before, and I never wanted that to be me. It was definitely one of the worst days of my life.
Like Martha, Luke had little control over his body, which was in constant motion.
I don't think you can ever just get over being stuck in a wheelchair and not being able to have a career or drive a car.
Then Luke underwent deep brain stimulation, and soon after the operation, he went from this to this.
It was pretty emotional. My family hadn't seen me walking straight, not falling over for about 10 or 12 years. It was a completely different Luke.
Luke was soon outside, kicking a footy, mowing the lawn, and riding his bike.
Where would you be without the treatment?
I'm not sure if I'd be here. I did think about overdosing on my tablets one day and just giving up. That's a pretty hard thing to say.
Deep brain stimulation has allowed Luke's life to start again. 5 years on, he has his driver's license.
Independence is incredible. Driving a car, probably the biggest independence you could ever feel.
You happy?
I'm pretty sure I'm more than happy. It's a feeling that you just can't describe to anybody because things get better and better, and it's more than happy.
Do it, just do it.
And now, it's Martha's turn.
It's breaking my heart.
By her side, her husband Andrew. He's helping to prepare her for the brain surgery. Not an easy job on a person with uncontrollable twitches.
Dear Esther, I've always been so lucky to have a sister, have you as my sister.
Martha's written goodbye letters to her loved ones.
Thanks for being my niece. Love, lots of love, Auntie Marth. Are you crying too?
Uh-oh. It's a big day coming up, but God's in control and it's going to be okay. And if I get to walk, watch out everyone, because I'm running after you.
So Martha, today's the day.
Yes, it is.
Oh, 2 kisses.
A brain scan pinpoints the exact area that needs to be stimulated.
For a millimetre or so off here, the electrodes won't end up in the right spot.
The electrodes are just a millimetre thick, and there's no room for error.
It's a little bit like looking for a planet in space.
It is a bit like that.
Can you zoom in on here a little?
Slightly bigger than a matchbox,
Screwdriver, thanks.
the brain pacemaker is inserted into Martha's chest.
And that's it. So we'll have to wait and see what happens now.
Is the DBS procedure a cure?
We can achieve, in some patients, a really great improvement. In others, we achieve no improvement. And so far, we can't really predict who will benefit and who will not benefit.
Martha, you're just waking up? It's all finished.
Remember, before the operation, Martha told us,
I can't pour a drink. I can't cook a meal. I can't feed myself all the time.
a month after the surgery, she's able to make a sandwich.
Dr. John, I have something for you.
What you got?
I made you a sandwich.
Oh, you beauty.
You get enjoy
Look at that, fantastic. A big event.
Yeah.
It's important to note that any small improvement is significant for Martha. This was before the operation. 3 months later,
That's really good. I've been happy with the progress. I still have my big twitches, but that's okay. They're not as often as they used to be.
And 9 months later,
Alright, let's go. Remember to keep the space between your feet.
her first steps to independence.
Your feet on the ending. Keep that space between your feet.
Remember, this was Martha's life before.
Go back. I think you're going to carry her, right? You're right.
My twitches have subsided a lot. I probably have about 5% to what I normally had. So that's a big success. I can drink from a cup. I can write. I can dress myself a lot more easier.
So Martha, if you think back to the DBS those months ago, good idea or a bad idea?
It was a really, really good idea. I don't regret it for 1 second.
That's not bad.
Could have been cognac, you didn't spill a drop.
It was good, thank you. Awesome.